Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Hex Token channel. Your host Superman. I hope you guys are having a good day out there. We're going to have a lot of fun with Hex.com, so stay tuned for that. Now, you may have seen Hex Crypto founder Richard Hart on Fox Business, and of course you're wondering what Hex is about. We're going to talk about that, and of course the ultimate passive income for 2022. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get into the chat, say hello to people, and then we're going to get into Hex, what Hex is, buying Hex, staking Hex, some of the extra airdrops that you get with Hex that people don't expect, and of course really drives an incredible passive income for holders as well. So we're going to get into all that. Later on, we're also going to have a look at a new airdrop for sacrifices for the Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and many other sacrifices in terms of the weight token. We're going to go through a highlight of that and check that out as well. And you just never know, you may get a bit of time to look at one or two other things. So let's get into it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see who's in the chat at the moment. Let me just catch up here. We've got a few things, a few people in the house. Now, we have got a poll in the chat at the moment, so feel free to fill it out. That is, when will you be staking Hex in the future for passive income in 2022? And we've got the week ahead and the month ahead, fully staked or not staking liquid. Obviously, if you haven't got Hex, then you're going to need to buy some. So Hex is at a very good price at the moment. We're going to check that out later on in terms of entry. Now, markets typically go through cycles, and of course, it's on a wonderful pullback at the moment for picking up a lot of volume for Hex. So your timing couldn't be better. It really is really cool. Let's get into the chat here. We've got a big welcome, of course, from me on the Hex Token channel. And let's have a look at Excellent Choice in the house there with the thumbs up. Good to see Excellent Choice. What else we got? You got Excellent Choice says, I'm missing too much info these days. I hear something about Pokemon, and Corey Costa had tweeted something about a claim, and unfortunately I couldn't find it when I went back. Yeah, I haven't heard about that myself. Maybe something, if someone's in the Corey Costa community, maybe they can give you the heads up. The Excellent Choice. I have not a particular channel I follow actually, although I know of Corey. Excellent Choice says, Superman, if you have any new info, you can share tonight. Yeah, nothing on that, unfortunately. Like I say, hopefully somebody possibly can give you that themselves. Javier is in house there. Can't wait to live the life of the Wolf of Wall Street, to be honest, says Javier. Yeah, I don't know about that lifestyle, but I understand you want to have a lot of wealth to be able to do things that you want to do in life, that's for sure. J-Pon's in house there. Woohoo! Good to see J-Pon. Hex Token channel member, the first one in the chat too. Good to see you. Now, if you want to become a Hex Token channel member, hit the join button. We've got Pulsechains, Hexicans in the Richard Hart Club. Amazing. Hex is now over 2.5 years old. Can you believe it? At Hex.com. Pretty awesome. And of course, we're going to check out some of the numbers as well. Woohoo! Apex PLSD in the house. Morning or evening for some of the land of smiles. That's true, actually. Yeah, boy, says J-Pon. I made it. It's nice to see J-Pon in the house, actually. And Tintop as well, a Hex Token channel member. What's up, Hexkins? Good to see you, Tintop. Very, very cool. And it's now a Foreman's in the house. What's up, people? Very cool. Now, if you want any extra help after the live stream or during the live stream, you can always join our Discord in the video description. It's now is one of the two of the key people in there that will be keen to help you out. If you need help onboarding into Hex after watching this video, for example, you can definitely do that. We've got a few other people in the house. We're live, says Brazaldi, and we're live. We are live, that's for sure. J-Pond in the house there. Hello, hello, hello. What else we got there? I'm all staked out, says Hex PLSD. You're a true Hexkin there, Hex PLSD. That's for sure. Blair SM's in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. We've got Lel in the house. What's up? What's up? Good to see you, Lel. And CJ as well, fixing to pick up, to fill my Hex bags until the price turns around, says CJ. Well, cheers, CJ. Happy hunting. I've got a nice cup of tea here for this session, and we're going to have a bit of fun. HP's in the house there. Woo-hoo. Hello, everybody. Hey, good to see you, HP. What else there? Precisely says, Hexon Choice. It's not Pokemon. It's Pokegan. Okay, Pokegan. And it's the same game that teaches you stuff, I think, and you mint random poke game. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, Briz. Katie's in the house there. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Woo-hoo. And CJ as well. I'm going to keep buying this cheap Hex until it ain't cheap, says CJ. Like it. And the Gwei at the moment is super cheap at the moment. It's now says it's 8 Gwei at the moment to do buying and selling on Ethereum. And of course, if you're doing stakes or unstakes as well. Very exciting. So here we are, folks, Hex.com. And obviously, it's got Hex average stake. That average stake returns 38% returns in a year. Now, this is paid out on Hex, of course. Hex is an immutable contract on the blockchain. In other words, there's no people involved. It's just code on the blockchain. And of course, Hex is the first ever blockchain certificate of deposit on the blockchain. And of course, that's amazing. So if you're into crypto, this is pretty much the first. You're at the pioneering crypto community for the certificate of deposit. Now, often you've seen certificate deposits at the bank. This is like a supercharged one. It operates in quite a different way, and so it can offer you yields up to 38%. So we won't get into the mechanics of that today, but it's pretty exciting. Now, the other thing, of course, it offers higher returns, no minimum, and it's also a decentralized design. It's pretty neat. Those wallet numbers aren't correct at the moment on there, but there's a large number of wallet holders, over 300,000 wallet holders at the moment, and almost 95,000 stakers around there, 94,000 stakers, somewhere in that ballpark at the moment. So it's pretty incredible as well. Hex was also the best performing price chart pretty much out there, give or take, for about 18 months during the bull market. So you're lucky you've come at a time when it's just going through a correction phase. And of course, we look forward to the next all-time high. That's pretty much it. So obviously, it's pretty cool. Now, you can actually pick up Hex on Uniswap. If you're familiar with Uniswap, it is the biggest decentralized exchange, or at least one of the biggest decentralized exchanges out there. No, it's the biggest. It's the biggest. And of course, you can actually buy Hex on Uniswap there if you've got a MetaMask. So if you want to check out hex.com, you can do that and find out all the links, read it up, and do your investment due diligence. You can then click the how to buy, and it will just show you a 4-step process. Basically, you need to get a MetaMask wallet. If you're going to do, if you're looking at investing, over say $2,000, I would suggest that you also get a hardware wallet, like a Treasure or a Ledger one. So you can look to do that. But of course, then you have to go buy some Ethereum. You put your Ethereum in the MetaMask wallet. It's basically like you have a wallet, have an account at the bank, then your MetaMask wallet, but you're your own bank in crypto. It's pretty cool unless you've got your crypto at a centralized exchange, which we don't generally recommend, because if you don't own the keys to your coins, then that can be very risky. And we've seen quite a lot of that these days, where centralized exchanges and what we call CFI, or centralized finance platforms, can stop you withdrawing your own tokens. Can you believe it? And of course, that's highly risky. We prefer the decentralized world, and of course, Hex.com is the first deposit on the Ethereum blockchain. And of course, it's also going to be what we call forked over or copied over into a new chain by the same founder, Richard Hart, on Pulsechain. So it's going to be pretty neat. So you can buy some ETH, put it in your wallet, and then you can swap that ETH for some Hex. You can also use USDC, which is a stable coin in crypto. And of course, you can swap that for Hex. And of course, you can do that on Uniswap, as we showed earlier. So if you went to Uniswap, you can actually use Uniswap, put an Ethereum at the top there, and put Hex at the bottom, and you'll be able to buy that. The other thing, of course, last thing you want to do is take your Hex and then stake it. And of course, probably the main place to go to, the original place, is go.hex.com. And of course, you can bring that up, and then all you have to do is connect your wallet. And so we're going to quickly do that just to show you the interface that it is. So we're going to click on Ethereum network there. We've got a play wallet. Bam, there it is. And all you have to do is put the amount of Hex will show up here. It will tell you whether you got Hex in there. And then you'll have to put the number of days that you have. And then you'll be able to stake your Hex. It's that simple. Really is amazing. What happens when you stake your Hex? Of course, your Hex gets burned, what we call burned in crypto. In other words, tokens get destroyed, and pretty much you get issued shares as instead. And of course, the more shares you have, the more of the reward pool. So there's a reward pool of inflation plus penalty, half of penalties in the reward pool. And then, of course, we have T shares, which is the ownership pool. So the more T shares you have, the more of the reward pool, and you get paid every day. So it's pretty easy there. You get paid a certain amount of Hex per shares that you have. Now, we call shares T shares, which means trillions of shares. There are a lot of shares to make the mathematics work. And of course, we call them T shares, or trillions of shares there. So you get paid out a certain amount of Hex per day or per T share. At the moment, that's about 6.12 or 6.13 Hex per day per T share there. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty easy to do. Once you do stake, of course, you'll see all your active stakes down the bottom here as well. Now, there are heavy penalties, particularly if you decide to end your stake before 50%. So it's it can be a lot harsher than a certificate deposit at the bank, which will normally penalize your interest. So just remember that your principal, you can lose your principal parts of your principal, or a lot of it, if you unstake before 50% of your duration is going. So what you can do what you do in terms of offsetting that is you can do what we call a staking ladder. Means that you can have different stakes of Hex at different intervals in the future. So you might have 5 stakes, for example, and you can do that. So that's kind of an overview of Hex. Hex is the first certificate of deposit, and of course it has pretty incredible returns. And of course, once you buy Hex, you can use Uniswap, for example. There are other ways of buying Hex as well through other interfaces, but once you buy Hex, you can then stake your Hex. That's it. So you can buy Hex on Uniswap, and then you can stake your Hex in the go.hex.com site. That's how easy it is in terms of the basics there. So that's very cool. Now, obviously, if you stake Hex, you're going to earn Hex. And of course, Hex will depend on how long you stake. We have what we call longer pays better. You can see that at the top here, longer pays better. And we have bigger pays better as well. But for most of the time, longer pays better is what you're interested in. And of course, you can get up to 200% more bonus for a 10-year investment, or stake, as we call it. And of course, you can get about 20% extra for a 1-year stake. So every year you get 20% more. So 5 years, you get 100%, for example. 2 years, you get 40% more, for example. And that's the way it works. So if we put in the fact that we put in, say, let's say we did 10,000 Hex. And let's say we put it in for 3,000. Let's just say 365. Let's do 365 just for a easy one. 365 days. That's going to get us half a T-share there at the moment. So we're going to zoom in on that so you can see that we're going to get half a T-share. That's kind of how easy it is at the moment in terms of getting that. So a pretty big deal there. So 10,000 Hex, if we bought that on the market, but staked it for 1 year, 365 days, we would get half a T-share at the moment. And of course, what happens is that our 10,000 that we put in, that is, I don't know if that's working on it actually. Yeah, 10,000. We're going to get 2,000 bonus on top of that for longer pays better, and that means we'll have 12,000. That's just for the calculation. It's not real. We're only putting 10,000 in, but it's pretending that we've got 12,000 because of the bonus. We then take it and divide it by the share rate. Now the share rate is what is special about Hex. It has a share rate, and of course that has a couple of different use cases for that. But basically, it's going up all the time, meaning that people can't outdo you on the compound interest. In other words, people staking long will always beat out people staking short in terms of compound interest, and so that's how that works. So we take the 12,000 that we've got with the 2,000 bonus, we divide it by the share rate of 22,927, and we get half a T-share there, 0.523. That's it. That's how we get our shares. Remember, once we've got our shares, we're going to earn from the reward pool, and that's it. There's a reward pool in Hex, which has inflation and penalties in it. Those penalties are for people that break their stakes early. And of course, then we have the share owners, which you would become a share owner if you stake, and you'd get reward from that reward pool every single day. So it's pretty clever. So that is pretty much how that works. And of course, in addition to that, Hex has a lot of other projects that are building on top of it, and you can get a lot extra perks on top of that. So not only do you get the Hex rewards, and of course, the longer you stake, if you stake about 6.6 years, you get a compounded return of 38%, which is pretty amazing. But in addition to that, we have a lot of airdrops that come over to Hex stakers because the community is so big, and a lot of people want to attract attention of people that are stake their Hex. We call them Hexkins once they become Hex stakers, really, or holding Hex. They're kind of Hexkins. It's really more akin, I guess, to stakers, people that have invested. But you can get a Hedron, and you can claim your stakes versus Hedron, and that's based on a B share. So a B share is a 1 T share divided by 1,000. And of course, you can get Hedron every day. So every day that you serve through the stake, say you had a stake for 365 days, if you serve 30 days, you'll be able to claim Hedron for 30 days, that sort of thing. And that's tradable on the market as well. So it's another additional airdrop. Not only that, but we've got there are other airdrops that come to Hex stakers. There's been many in the past, like 1inch and Uni, many airdrops. I think there's over half a dozen now. And of course, we also have what's coming up is Pulsechain. The founder of Hex.com, Richard Hart, is forking a Ethereum, and it's going to be called Pulsechain, and that's going to have a copy of all the Hex that you own. So if you buy Hex now on Ethereum, you'll have a copy of that on Pulsechain. So you can see the rewards really start adding up in the Hex ecosystem. It really is amazing. So this is certainly something to think about there when you're looking to buy. So let's have a quick look at Richard Hart on the on the Fox News Business News, just to give you an idea of how increasingly important Richard Hart is becoming in the crypto ecosphere, and of course his projects really are starting to really soar. So that's a lot of fun. Before we do that, of course, we're going to break into the chat there and just catch up with a few people in the chat. We've got Golkey in there. Hey, Hex Token Legend. Hey, Golkey, great to see you. Now, Golkey is obviously one of the founders of Maximus, which is another great project building on top of Hex. So it's great to have Golkey in the house. What else? We got Blobfish King there, full ladder staked, 555, stake it to make it. That's right. So the maximum period you can stake is 5,555 days. And of course, that is 15.2 years. So that's pretty dramatic. We didn't actually get up to the 10-year stake. We just did a 1-year stake here. But if we did a 10-year stake, that would give us a full 20,000 bonus there. That's the max that you can actually get. But you can actually stake longer. And of course, the benefit of staking up for 15 years is that you're going to get that share rate for another 5 years. So that share rate's only going up over time. So if you actually stake for 10 years, you're going to get 1.3 tier shares, which means you're going to get a lot more of the reward pool as opposed to 1 year where you're only going to get half a T share. So you're getting well over that. So 230% more. It's pretty amazing. So pretty cool. But you can actually stake as long as 5,555 days, which is 15.2 years. And of course, you get to hold that T share rate here for another 5 years in addition. And that's actually when, mathematically speaking, you're going to make even greater return at that time. Why is that? Because the reward pool will go down dramatically by that time. It will be much harder to get a T share because the share rate will be so high by that time that people are going to stake. So it's going to be pretty dramatic changes in the future. If you might be a small holder now, and in the future you might be a very large holder. So if you're holding, say, 10 T shares now, in 15 years, you could be in a very large holder with those 10 shares, 10 T shares. So it's a pretty big deal. All right. Now, one other thing you can do is use the calculator. We've got Hex Calc here, and you can actually put the amount in that you want to do. Let's say we put in, put in 100,000, for example, Hex, and we put that in for, 730 days, for example. We want to stake for maybe 2 years. And we're going to click calculate button, and of course it's going to calculate us all our details for us. It's going to give us some projected earnings. I think these are a little bit conservative from the reward side, but on the price side it's unknown. So the Hex price is unknown, but that will give you an idea that your principal is 3,600 and maybe $1,000 in revenue that you'll make. So pretty exciting. That's an ROI of 26% and an APY of 13.2% on the US dollar value. On the Hex value, if you invested 100,000, they'll give you about a year of about 28,000. I still think that's conservative at the moment. And of course, the ROI 28% and 14% there. Now, this is based on a Hex payout of 6.2 Hex per T share, but over a 2-year period, I reasonably expect that to keep rising. So that's the other thing in terms of the Hex payout per T share. The price, of course, is unknown. The price at the moment is based on 3.6 cents. The all-time of Hex is just under 52 cents. So you could see that even if you get back from there, that's a pretty massive return on the price. So not only are you getting a really good yield with Hex, but the price appreciation could be astronomical. We've got Golkey in there for Maximus, and of course their products not only benefit to the people that are investing in them, but they are eating up the circulating supply. So it's pretty incredible on Hex, which helps support price appreciation over time. So pretty nice. Hex Hodl says I'm 100% staked and maxing. Nice one, Hex Hodl. Crypto CJ says market cap keep shrinking. Maybe we will see the price reflect here soon, says CJ. We've got Great White's in the house. Hey, Great White, another Hex Token channel member. Grey is 4. Never seen that low. Are you kidding me? Is Grey really 4? Let's go check it out. That is pretty crazy stuff. If Grey is 4 right now, I have not seen it that low for since what, early first half of 2020, maybe. It's up at 9 at the moment, so that's pretty stellar. 26 cents for a transfer at the moment, and of course the Uniswap there at $2.24 at the moment. So let's see if we can capture that on a lower end. Pretty powerful stuff. So there's hexcalc.net, hexcalc.net, and you can find a lot of these links in our Discord. So if you use the link below, you'll be able to join our Discord. Go to useful links, and you'll be able to scroll up, and you'll be able to find all these calculators here. Hexcalc.net. Stake Hex.today and staking Hex ladder. So if you want to do more than one investment, you could use these other two sites here, which are as follows. So we've got Stake Hex, which allows you to do a staking ladder. In other words, you can do many investments and you can see what that profile would look like in terms of return. And of course, you can also use hexstake.web.app. That will also show you a whole ton of stakes. If you did, this one here has got 18 stakes in it. So if you want to do, say, every 6 months, do a stake over, say, 10-year period or something like that, you could do that. That's pretty cool. So there's quite a few tools in terms of financial management and earning a passive income with Hex, which is pretty beautiful, I would say. Now, in addition to that, of course, we have the Hex price at the moment. Hex price at the moment is 3.6 cents. So pretty awesome, 3.6. And of course, it's a great time whenever a market has a pullback. It's a great time to pick up a lot of volume, which means you're going to have even more upside at the moment, picking up Hex, staking it, and getting a passive income. Don't forget that you're going to get a copy on Pulsechain when that does launch, and of course, you'll be able to claim your Hedron as well. So it's pretty cool. The other optionality you have as well is that you can get your Hex instead of staking it. You can actually participate in second layer projects, and that would include Maximus. They've got a base token coming up soon, which is going to be a 12-month rolling stake. You'll be able to put Hex in there and get a base token for that. So there's optionality there as well. There's also going to be Power City Flex, which is coming up with a variation on that theme with different staking nets potentially as well. So there's going to be a couple of options there. In addition to Hedron, you can also go onto the DApp and create an HSI stake. So you can see there's lots more being built out on top of the Hex contract. So it's a very vibrant ecosystem that's building out over a multi-year period. It all doesn't happen in a day. These things grow as Hex matures. Hex is over 2.5 years. The ecosystem is maturing with it. And because it's a large size community, it has got a lot of momentum. And so it's very exciting to see that. Plus, its founder, Richard Hart, is quite the legend in the crypto space, especially in game theory and innovation. Very, very cool. All right, so the price is really attractive at the moment, 3.6 cents. And of course, we've also got the Hex daily site stats, and that gives you a kind of the high overview of what's happening in the Hex ecosystem. We can see that the payout per Hex at the moment for the current day of Hex is day 950. So it's been 950 days since Hex launched. So it's well over 2.5 years there. And we can see the payout today at the moment is 6.23 Hex per T-share. Remember, T-share stands for trillions of shares, and the penalties at the moment 2 million. That means people have either in-staked or being put accounted. So we've got 2 million there at the moment. So that's where it is. And of course, that's extra bonus on top of the inflation that you paid, giving you a really nice Hex payout per T-share. That T-share payout is expected to rise over time, and of course could get very high in the future years as well. So maybe 10 Hex, 20 Hex a T-share, 30 Hex a T-share, that sort of thing, get up and away. Just like the share rate is expected to rise too. You can see the liquidity in the pool. This is how much Hex is in the pool that people can buy and sell. 187 million can be bought and sold on the market at the moment. And of course, there's $12 million in the pool as well. So you can see it's got fairly good liquidity in there as well. And sometimes this can get very high. If the price goes up, then it'll get up to 20-30 million USD in liquidity there. Pretty neat from that point of view. At the moment, of course, a T-share price at the moment is $834 for T-share. But if you decide to stake for 10 years, as I said earlier, you'll be able to get that for a third of the price, which is pretty cool. So it's probably about $270 or something like that. So it's pretty nice. All right, so that's a bit of an overview for Hex.com, just as an overview. So if you want to get more, practical help there, definitely get into Discord, join the general chat there. We've got quite a few cool moderators that will help you out. We've got It's Now, and of course, who else we've got in there that's pretty active with that? We've got Sam, I think Fat Sammy is in there as well. So very, very cool. They can do a voice chat in there if you need some help. So pretty neat on that one. That is pretty much an overview of the Hex. So you might have seen that on Fox Business, and we're going to quickly check that now. So let's see Richard Hart, the founder of Hex. You may have seen it on Fox Business, talking about how good Hex is. And of course, Pulsechain is coming, another project of his, which is actually ginormous. It's going to be the first full system stake copy of Ethereum, so it's a pretty big deal. Let's watch that now.
So as everyone knows, it's been a real rough period for crypto investors, and many are actually saying, though, that this turmoil is having something of a cathartic effect, right? In the sense that, listen, it gets rid of the poorly run coins and companies and even some bad actors. Meanwhile, the community itself has really turned into a whole bunch of individual tribes, a lot of believers, of course, committed to their favorite coins. In fact, yesterday I read where a well reportedly bought 20 million Shiba Inu for 210 million. That would have been the largest purchase in history there. I do want to bring in now Hex.com founder Richard Hart. You know, Richard, you are the man behind Hex, and it's been some tough sledding for you, like everyone else of late. Just tell us exactly, you know, what it is, why you created it.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin's got a lot of stuff it can't do. So, you know, right now you're seeing everyone lose all their money, and I do mean all of their money, to people that said they would give them more coins. They tried to earn yield on their Bitcoin. They gave their keys to somebody else, which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. It was invented to get rid of middlemen. So what does everyone do? They give their keys to middlemen that have a good story. They're going to give you some interest. I invented something that I gave for free to Bitcoin holders that let them generate yield by holding their own keys without giving them to somebody else.
So I've did some research, and I want to just ask you about a couple of things, because you've got some detractors out there. It might be a easy way of saying it. And I saw one article and one FI titled "Richard Hart's Hex Token is a Brilliant Scam." It says that the biggest problem with Hex is that the answers you just referred to being paid, but the token doesn't generate revenue. So the only place money can come from is other investors. That would be a Ponzi scheme, no matter how much you spend it. And then, of course, it goes on to say you lay it on thick. What do you say to an article like that? What do you say to an article like that?
Everyone misuses these words. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent endeavor where people are told they're going to pay more from a business activity that doesn't really exist. It's fraudulent. And there's a middleman that pays you your rewards. The family likeness test would say that Hex is most similar to Bitcoin, where miners create money out of thin air and pay themselves their own rewards through the fruits of their own labor. And therefore, since there's no middleman, since you mint your own coins, it cannot be a Ponzi. It can be a bubble, which is why the price drops 85% every 3 or 4 years. But then it goes on to make new all-time highs. So Bitcoin's dropped 85% 3 or 4 times now, and yet it's gone up 690 million%, from a penny to $69,000. And so all Hex is Bitcoin with a proof of work change, where we pay people inflation to hold the price up through staking instead of paying them to destroy the environment through SHA-256 mining. So that's all it is. It's Bitcoin with a proof of work change.
I've been bringing a lot of folks on in your space because I'm trying to learn all of this. And again, when people found out you were coming on, I got a whole bunch of articles. There's another one I want to ask you about because, listen, obviously you've got a pretty strong following, but there was one in AZ Coin. And this is 2019. And it says worrisome Hex founder Richard Hart was revealed to be a notorious scammer known as the Spam King. Again, listen.
I got sued for $500 in civil court 20 years ago. And I couldn't pay for a lawyer to defend myself because in small claims court, you can't have a lawyer defend you.
Okay.
It would have cost me more than $500 to fly to Washington to go win the case. So I don't think being sued for $500 in small claims court makes you a spam king.
Richard, where do we go from here with respect to the overall crypto space, Bitcoin, and Hex itself?
I called the top on the day. Everyone else told you Bitcoin was going to 100,000. I told you it was going down to 10,000. Why? Because it drops 85% every once in a while. But people, they forget that happens. They always think that this time's different. Nope, this time's not different. Are people paying $1 million for JPEGs, or more accurately, serial numbers loosely related to JPEGs, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet? Yes, they are. As long as people are doing that, you have to have a crash. The reality will not let idiots that buy JPEGs for $1 million survive.
For Hex, right? I understand you control like 88%.
Oh, Hex.
People want to know, as they're getting in, are you not getting out?
The best time, the origin address has never sold a single Hex. Vitalik dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. The Ethereum Foundation dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. Chainlink founder dumps Chainlink on your head all the time. The origin address in Hex has never sold a single coin, ever. If you want to know who's dumping, just go look. It's all on chain. All of Hex's trading's on chain. Unlike that crap that you see, the fake volume and fake exchange trading you see for all the other coins. All of our stuff's on chain. You can see who sold, when they bought, what other coins they like, when they're locked up for. It's a miracle. It's the most transparent trading in the entire industry.
All right. Hey, that's all the time we have. I appreciate you coming on, and I do say...
You know I called the top on the day, right?
I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm waiting for you to call. I thought you were going to come on the show and call the bottom. No, that's what I'm looking for.
I'll call the bottom when it's 11K.
All right,
and then maybe we go a little deeper.
Sounds good. Richard, thank you very much. All right, folks, of course, I want to hear from you all the time, no matter.
So there we are. You saw Richard Hart, the founder of Hex, doing a great job on Fox Business just the other day. And of course, Hex is now well over 2.5 years. So a lot of those gotcha questions were from the beginning of Hex back in 2019, before Hex, some of them. And of course, Hex has absolutely flourished since then. It's had 13 big price cycles, and currently at the moment we're at the bottom of that last one. And of course, it's a great opportunity to pick up a lot of Hex volume and get that staked. Obviously, get some Hedron and also get a copy on Pulsechain. It is a great time for accumulation phase. On this channel, we always talk about setting limit orders and picking up what you need. Dollar cost averaging as you do. It's always a good approach to these things as well. We got a few people in the comment there. Terry Doc, good morning, everybody from Scotland. Hey, Terry Doc, good to see you. Great Weight says I've staked Hex both long and short term using staking ladders already, says Great Weight. Nice. Yeah, well, Hex is designed to get T-shares. As I said, T-shares is the ownership pool, and the reward pool is what you're after. So this is, if you want to understand Hex, that simple. It's got the reward pool and the ownership pool. The ownership pool has T-shares. The reward pool has Hex inside it. So it's pretty cool. The more of the T-shares or ownership pool you have, the more the rewards you get every single day. That simple. Earlier pays better too. Getting in today is better than getting in tomorrow because of the share rate goes up. And of course, that's a powerful thing as well. Now, what else we got? The Great White says, I have liquid Hex and I continue to buy more Hex during this period. Nice one, Great White. Great White says, my intention is to stake more Hex and keep some liquid for launch Pulsechain, which is a nice strategy as well. So we got Pulsechain coming up. Some people will be keeping some liquid Hex to be able to either trade that or just see what the price is like, because obviously it's a 2-for-1 deal at the moment. So pretty cool. Now, obviously, the price of Hex at the moment, if you look at the price, we'll just jump back to the price of Hex here. I think we'll make sure we've got the right chart. The price of Hex here is at 3.6 cents. So eventually when Pulsechain does launch, the launch date is unknown at the moment. But basically, if you're getting a 2-for-1, it's basically 3.6 cents at the moment. You're basically getting that at half price, if you think about it. So about 1.8 cents is the current price on if you have two of them on both chains. Obviously, the Pulsechain one is not here yet, but that's expected to come in the future. Of course, Pulsechain is expected to be the biggest thing in crypto when it does launch. The first full system stake copy of Ethereum is a pretty big deal. And you can see a lot of the cool details on pulsechain.com. The biggest airdrop in crypto history, unbelievably big. We're talking about over 550,000 contracts from Ethereum. That's ERC20 tokens. All those projects, every single project getting copied over to Pulsechain is a pretty big deal. So ERC20 is going to be called PRC20s. We're also talking about potentially the biggest yield farming in crypto history as well. And of course, we have an AMM bot that's going to be harvesting all the tokens from multiple dexes, including Uniswap and PancakeSwap and many other, SushiSwap and many others. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're also looking at potentially the fastest way to mass adoption when the bridge opens up between Ethereum and Pulsechain. It's going to be incredible. We've also got the very best of the bull run tokenomics with deflationary tokenomics. And of course, we've got a super fast, super cheap chain. And of course, ultimately important, you will own the keys to your coins, which is, I think, what we've seen with a lot of projects like Voyager and Three Arrows and many others that are having a lot of trouble, BlockFi and all the rest of them, Binance even, is that if you don't own the keys to your coins, you don't control the coins and they can stop you getting them and say, hey, we're not having withdrawals at the moment. But you have none of that problem in Hex, and you have none of that problem will be on Pulsechain when it launches by the founder, Richard Hart. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be super exciting, as you can tell. Woohoo! I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited. Very exciting indeed. CJ's in the house there. And Maxi as well. Yes, Maxi, we talk about Maxi all the time, is another great second layer product that's eating up the circulating supply of Hex. And we've talked about that a lot. So what's up? What Impulse in the house there? Patience and willpower required, says Great White. That's true. Absolutely true. Handled that really well by Richard. Was so ready. Yeah, that's true, Tortoise. Johnny, Hex Biker in the house from the UK. Good morning to everybody from the UK. And it's a morning there, no doubt. Hi, Superman. You demand, says A1. I appreciate that. We love covering Pulsechain Hex and Pulse Hex. It's pretty exciting. So check out, once again, check out hex.com, check out Pulse, check out hedron.pro, pulsechain.com, and of course, check out some of the calculators that we've got there in Discord. All you have to do is go to useful links, and you'll be able to see many other onboarding tools for you to plan your financial management with Hex. And of course, there's just about everything you could possibly imagine about Hex in here We've got the Hex contracts. We've got all that. We've got limit orders as well with Matcha. You've got Matcha and, of course, many others. So you can check all that out. We've also got Hedron and a Maximus, where we were talking about earlier. There's lots of different second layer opportunities there. It is a rich ecosystem that's being built into Hex. We've got all the original contracts as well, if you want to go check those out. And of course, all the great sites around Hex are in there too. And you can spend plenty of time there getting used to that. So very nice. All right, let us jump over to, we're going to have a look at the weight token. This has just come out, of course. We're waiting for Pulsechain. We talked about that earlier. We're waiting for Pulsechain. And so someone's decided to do a big airdrop to people that are waiting for Pulsechain. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Before we do that, though, let's get into the chat one more time. Katie's got Maxi in there. Absolutely, Maxi. Maxi like a boss. We're going to look at the market prices soon of Maxi and the rest of them. Hardy Hexalone says, my son saw Richard Hart for the first time live. He is super cool. Woo-hoo-hoo, says Hardy Hexalone. That's awesome. Hardy Hexalone, that is very cool. Let's close our poll off for the Hex staking. Since we've kind of finished that section, we've got 40 votes, so we're going to end that poll and see what the results are for that. Waiting for that to populate. There we are. When will you be staking Hex in the future for passive income in 2022? Fully staked, 57%. Already fully staked. I like that. Not staking, liquid, 20%. In the month ahead is 17%. So that's pretty good too. And the week ahead, 5%. So we've got 1 in 20 people there. So what's that? 2 out of 40 going to be staking in the week ahead. So it's very nice. That was a quick poll. I know that probably doesn't cover everybody's situation, but I just wanted to get an idea of who was staking in the week and month ahead there. So very, very nice results. Stevie D says, this is one of my favorite streams. My goal is only about investing in things to make me passive income. You nailed it with the stream. Great work, Superman. You're welcome, Steve. It is a pleasure. That's what I love too. We just keep to the main features and benefits of the Richard Hart ecosystem with Hex and Pulsechain and Pulsex coming up. That's a big deal. Richard says, Ricky recommends 3-cent Hex and calls 11K BTC at once. This means mainnet before a 2E drop, says Exomium. Yeah, nice little comment there. All right, let's jump over to the weight token. So we're shifting gears. After we talk about the weight token, we're going to get into the market prices. So stay tuned for that coming up soon. We're currently only 37 minutes in the live stream, which is not bad. Hey, before that, we've got to get Hex in the channel there. Hi, Hex Token family, just popping in to hit the like button. Hope all are having a fantabulous day. We are indeed Get Hex. I hope you are too. And thanks for popping in, that's for sure. All right, let's get on to the weight token. So, Pulse is coming. How long can you wait? Let me think about that. Well, we've been waiting for almost a year now, so I think we can wait a bit longer. We all want it launched yesterday, but of course, we want it launched at the right time, and we want it launched with the code well and fully tested and happy to go. So we're keen to have it operationally. Want that no operational risk. Want that to go away, and of course, launch all smoothly. That's just part of software. And of course, we're willing to wait for that. Now, Pulsechain had a sacrifice period. That's how the Pulse tokens or PLS tokens were issued through sacrifice phases. We've also had lots of other sacrifices, and we're going to check that out. So let's go to the sacrifice page here on the OX weight. I'm going to post. Let me go back first, and let me start off at the top here. I'm going to post this in the chat if you want to follow along. This is the weight token. If you want to follow along, you can save that to your favorite. So here we are, the weight. We're going to have a look at the sacrifices that can participate in this weight airdrop. So there's an airdrop here. Pulsechain popularized the launch of new cryptocurrency via sacrifice for political beliefs. So this is a new method that Richard Hart, the founder, used based on the Howey test and using sacrifices so that you have no expectations from the work and profit of others, basically. And of course, this gets around these communities being a security where you have expectations and things like that. So it's pretty cool. Pulsechain popularized the launch, and of course, here are 8 sacrifices weight is supporting. So if you had sacrificed for any of these, you'd be able to participate. So we've got Pulsechain. So Pulsechain is launching in 2022. Well, we're hopeful that it's going to be launching in 2022. I think it probably will, but one can never know. One can never know. Pulsechain will fork Ethereum's entire system state, creating the world's largest airdrop and 80,000 new coins overnight. It's true, so it's going to be pretty cool. Richard Hart there as well as the developer. We've got Pulsex, of course. Pulsex will be the primary decentralized exchange built on Pulsechain. It's a V2 Uniswap fork that includes fee burning and advanced staking functions. That's Richard Hart, the developer. Then we've got Liquid Loans. Liquid Loans is the third one. And of course, this is the biggest. Liquid Loans is the biggest third-party DApp that we know that's going on to Pulsechain. I think there will be a couple of other heavyweight projects that are native to Pulsechain. This excludes all the ones that are getting copied over. Some of those are obviously very large, but in terms of what we call native, in other words, being built especially by possibly the Hex Pulsechain community, and of course for Pulsechain, the Liquid Loans is pretty much the biggest. $51.6 million was raised for Liquid Loan Sacrifice. So it's a pretty big deal. It's going to be offering pretty much the same offering, the base offering of Liquidity on Ethereum. And of course, with LUSD as their stable, it's going to be offering Pulsechain a native stablecoin, USDL. So it's a pretty big deal. So that's in there too. We've also got Mintra is going to be NFT marketplace. That was also a big sacrifice, one of the biggest. I think it was number 2 or 3. Yeah, number 2, I think. Maybe 3. And of course, Genius in there as well. There's in there Roberto Janito there, and I have not covered that one. Hurry Cash there, and an anonymous team. And of course, a Fiat there is also a fork of Aave, and that's coming on Pulsechain as well. So another heavyweight potential there. We have to see a lot more work come from that team, but it's promising, I would say. And we got Internet Money Dividend, which we covered the other day. We had KG on from this team doing a native Pulsechain wallet. And of course, that's going to end up being cross-chain from the looks of it as well, and very popular there too. All right, so those are the sacrifices. If you sacrifice for those, you'll be able to qualify. So let's jump over to the white paper. There is an FAQ section here, which is really actually quite good. It's just got some very simple Q&As there, and it's actually a pretty nice little summary. But we're going to jump straight to the white paper. We're going to go through this 16 pages, but we're going to jump to what you will actually get with the sacrifices. So as I say, we had the sacrifices that are eligible. There's 8 of them. And of course, we're going to go to the table here. The launch already launched on the 5th of July. Obviously, it's now the 8th of July or the 9th of July if you're in New Zealand. It's the 8th of July probably in the North Hemisphere in some places. Obviously, it's the 9th of July in the UK as well because they're just waking up. So we've got the following weight will be available to mint. So you'll be able to mint this airdrop. It's the weight token there. And of course, this is what you can get. So it's pretty much going to start off there. It's based on the amount of days that you've had to wait since the sacrifice. Obviously, Pulse was the first one in July last year, so it's got the longest days, 337. And of course, you get paid more weight all the time, every hour. I think it is. You get paid more weight, 1 weight per hour, something like that. And of course, at the moment, your base amount's 8,088. But of course, we've had to wait even longer, so it's gone up from there. The addresses, of course, 55,000 addresses is the snapshot there, and that's the total supply is 447 million will be going at least to the Pulsechain project there. But of course, the longer that you wait before Pulsechain, before claiming, the higher your base will be. So we'll just keep going up every hour until Pulsechain launches. So it's pretty cool. PulseX, of course, is at 3,000 for the base amount. Liquid Loans at 2,500. Obviously, the days they've had to wait are much lower. Mintra there, 2,600 there. Genius there at 840. Hurry Cash, 3,000. Fiat, 744. And finally, Internet Money, 2,600, which is not bad as well. So that's 23,664. If you had all of those, that's how much you'll be getting on the base amount. That's obviously higher now since the launch time because it keeps accumulating the amount of weight tokens that you can grab. Now, if you don't claim, you're going to earn more and more and more. You've just got to make sure you claim before Pulsechain launches pretty much. So the total address is 195,000. Total supply there, 880 million to start off with. So we'll see where that ends up. That's pretty cool. Total supply of weight will be locked when Pulsechain launches. However, to be considered part of the circulating supply, these weight tokens must be minted by users. So you must mint it. Otherwise, if Pulsechain launches, you haven't minted, you got caught out. You're going to miss out. While it is unlikely, we cannot rule out the edge case that some users may choose not to mint their weight or instead to mint it at a certain place and a certain time for tax purposes. So as a result, we will refer to the potential supply as this key symmetric. The single weight token can be minted by each address in each sacrifice set until Pulse launches. You mint your own tokens by running the mint function on Etherscan or through the custom DApp or at app.oxweight.com. So that's pretty much how that's going to work. I think that's probably it as well. Yeah, cool. Distribution there. There's a lot of extra stuff in here. We're not going to go through a lot of that, but that's basically the idea. So what you would have to do is then go to the DApp. So here is the DApp here. If you're on the official website, you would just have to go to wait there. I think you've got the DApp here. So launch the DApp. You launch that button there on the home page, and you'll get to the DApp here. And of course, you can actually connect your wallet up to check your eligibility. And what it's going to do is it's not going to do an approval function. It's going to do it's going to check the data set, the oracles there to check your address matches up their site there to claim. You can also add it to MetaMask, and you can also check the demo site. So we're going to jump over to the demo site to see whether we're eligible. So on the demo site, you can just paste your address. You don't have to connect your wallet up if you're a little nervous about that. Now, apparently, the Pulse police have checked this and said it's okay on Telegram. So in terms of the contract, you have to go and confirm that, of course. Nothing on this channel is investment advice. You need to go and double check yourself. But if we take that, we're going to jump onto PulseX. We're going to take just a random address, somebody that sacrificed with PulseX. We're going to go and pick up wallet number 4, one of the whales, and we're going to go and copy that in. We're going to copy that, and we're going to go check to see what this will get in terms of the table. We already know what the table is back up here. This is what the base amount we're expecting, depending on which one we did. So this person only did PulseX, so we should reasonably expect them to get only 3,000 or so weight, even though they're a whale. It's not based on how much they sacrifice, just the fact that they sacrifice just based on the wallets, which is quite a neat. It means if you're a smaller account, you should be able to benefit. You'll be able to benefit, right? So it's pretty cool, very egalitarian, as we say. So we're going to jump onto this demo site, and we're going to paste the address in. And here we are. This is the number 4 whale of PulseX. Let's see what they get. Bam, success. Come back on July the 5th, which it already is. Could claim your 3,244 weight tokens. Yeah. So you can see that they only participated with that address in one sacrifice. Now, if you had sacrificed on all of them, they'd all be green, and they'd all have a certain amount of weight tokens that you would be able to claim. So you could actually get quite the bonanza if you had a claim for these. The other thing, you also, if you had different addresses, a number of Genesis addresses, like I have a number of Genesis addresses, you would have multiple claims potentially if you'd done something like that. So just the way it is with that strategy. So cool. And of course, that was pretty easy. So let's check another one here. Let's check this one here. This is obviously PulseX as well. So we go back here and we just paste in this other address. Bam, it's going to have, let's check the database. And of course, that's also going to have the same amount too. So we got what we have on the board here, 3,168. That's already higher now because it's launched and it's up at 3,244. Pretty easy to do that. That's a good way of checking without connecting your wallet. But if you're happy to connect your wallet, you can check the availability there. So that's pretty easy. I'm going to connect to our Play wallet. Let me just switch the Play wallet around on the MetaMask. The one Play wallet Ethereum. Yep. So let's just connect. I'm going to connect. Let's see what ticket's asking me to do a ticket. Oh, actually, you have to pay a small Ethereum fee. Fortunately, at the moment, it's super cheap, right? So you're only going to pay $1.19 at the moment to check, apparently. So that's pretty cool to check that. So that will be to I guess, to claim order. So nice. So it's connected. Very good. So that's pretty much it. And that's how easy it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a quick overview. Now, obviously, you can read the whole white paper up the top there. You can read the whole thing and you can download that, or you can use the link that we've got here. Where did I put that, actually? I'm just trying to remember here. Here it is here. So this is what happened there? That's crazy. We're going all over the place here at the moment. Sorry about that. So we'll take that link there. That is the white paper. Definitely check that out if you want to read more details. There is a bigger pays better type of bonus that you can get, and there is certain gamifications around it. So if you go to FAQ on the main site, you can go down to Midnight Bonus. It's kind of like a bigger pays better bonus. The Midnight Bonus mimics the Hex Big Payday. When Hex launched, it was given free to Bitcoin holders. Any Bitcoin holder could claim their free Hex, but only around 3% did this. While we anticipate a much higher claim rate from the Pulsechain sacrifices, there will still be some accounts that do not claim their free weight. The Midnight Bonus will distribute all unclaimed weight. That could be quite lucrative, I might say, from those that did not claim to those that did claim. Every weight that you claim is also a share of the Midnight Bonus. So the longer you wait to claim your weight, the more shares the Midnight Bonus you'll receive. Is that crazy or what? So there is if you delay your claim, you're going to get more shares and more weight tokens. So you get shares for your weight tokens as well, and that means that you're going to get more Midnight Bonus. Pretty cool. Now, the Origin account, obviously, Origin account claiming, that's going to be interesting. We'll watch out for that, but that's another story for another day. Now, is the weight audited? The weight smart contract has been audited by Solid Proof. and received a certificate of compliance. We are certain the Pulse community will also independently verify and simplify and safety our code. The revised audit will be linked below as soon as it's returned by Solid Proof. So there we are. What else is there? What utility will wait have beyond the free claim? So you can read all about that. I'm going to read that one. Am I eligible to wait the sacrifice with a pool? And what is Timekeeper? Timekeeper is an Ethereum Pulse address. When Pulsechain launches, it will receive 50% of the midnight bonus. Performs no other function. You must have no expectations of work of others there. So that's either a founder's function or something like that. So pretty cool. Hope you guys liked that one. That was a quick overview. My son just hit the like button, of course. That is very cool. Your son is very wise, Hardy Hexalorian. Not only is your son in Hex, probably Pulsechain and Pulsex, no doubt, I'm sure, with that, but also hitting the like button here on Hex Token channel. That's going to be pretty wise, I would say. Definitely smash the subscribe button as well. And of course, if you're new to the channel. What else with Francia's in the house there? Hello, Francia. Good to see you. I love Jesus. Big red hearts. Love that. I meant a second drop of BDC 6 Hexonium. Second drop of BDC. Let me just go back to Hexonium. A second jet. Yeah, we're expecting another drop. Yeah, we're expecting another drop there, Hexonium. All right, cool. That is the weight token. Just a quick overview. And of course, you got the resources there to check that out. Now, Crypto Coffee has done a review of that. Also, there's Twitter. You can go to Twitter as well. You can check out Twitter. And there's a few other people who have done little reviews of the weight token. Once again, yeah, let's see how it goes. All right. Now, I think we're going to look at the price of weight token. Let's pull that up, though. Let me just get in there. There's the price of Gwei at the moment. It's just insane. 10 Gwei. We haven't had this low since, I don't know. It's a crazy time. Let us pull up the charts. We're going to jump over the charts now and have a look at all our ecosystems. Now, I have upgraded this a little bit since we last talked about it. We're going to go to the quad charts and have a look where we're at. We've got Hex currently at, this is the hourly chart on Hex, 3.6 cents. We did have a bit of a whale sell, unfortunately, but I'm not sure what the background of them were or was. Let me have a look here. 5 hours ago, we had this 11 million sold for 390,000. That's what took us down. And we got your friend says side wallet. This castrated unit, oh, that's terrible. This castrated unit has 390,000 USDC in side wallet. No liquid stake Hex in the wallet. The main wallet is OX25, 2.4 million USD in it, and 4 stakes, 2 million Hex due in 2030. So good little research there for that. So appreciate that. Nice. But that is pretty much it in terms of what's happened. What else we got there? I think that was pretty much there. So that is Hex at 3.62. See how it gets on. We've got Hedron at 875, trying to head up towards this 1,000 line in the orange there. We'll see how it gets on. We got Maximus, of course, is at just under 7.2 cents. We're going to look at the premium there. Let's full screen this, just full screen it so we can take in the full glory of Maximus. Now, we've talked about Hex. Maximus was a product launch a little while ago. Was it 2 months ago now? Let's have a look, actually. I don't have the days there. It's 16th of April, May, June, July. So, yeah, almost 3 months from the looks of it. And it is amazing, performing super well. Now, it took a whole ton of people. Hex put, let me rephrase it. I'm sort of getting tongue-tied. But people put 294.3 million Hex into a big community staking pool, as it were, and then that got staked for 15.2 years. So that took off a lot of Hex off the market, and of course it has been performing extremely well. 97% premium over Hex at the moment. Amazing. So going very well. Now they've got new products coming up, Base and Team. Base will also be eating up Hex circulating supply as well, but on a short-term basis, 12-month rolling stake rather than a 15.2-year basis like Maxi is here. Pulse Dodge coin, of course, talk of the town. This is kind of our fun meme token. In fact, we're going to jump out of this one. We're going to go over to our airdrops. We've got a new tab. I've just made a new tab here. We've got the weight token on it and the PLSD token on it for airdrops. So we've got airdrops here. Then we're going to talk about that. So you can see, let's look at the weight token. This is the price at the moment since it launched. Remember, it launched back here on the 7th here. Actually launched early on the 5th of July, but the price only seems to be going since the 7th of July here. This is the version 3, I believe, which has got the main liquidity. And typically they have funny things happen at the beginning of the chart here, but 5.5 cents or so. But this is kind of the more realistic price range here. So it has been up at 3.5 cents. and is currently trading at just over 7/10 of a penny or at the moment. So there we are, just humming along there. Will we get a little rally in the weight token? Let us find out. But this is what it's looking like at the moment. This is your free airdrop claim we just talked about, and that's where the price is at the moment. So not a lot of liquidity in there. I think I checked and there was about $8,000. When Crypto Coffee did his video, there was only about $2,500 liquidity in there. So very, very, very small at this stage. But will we see some movement on there? We will find out. We will find out. I suspect we may. The project's got a long life to go yet. All right, so here we are with the Pulse Dodge. Pulse Dodge currently at $2.94, and of course the plane's red at the moment. But of course, this is counting down. Less than 3 weeks to go. We've got just over 20 days to go until this launch phase finishes. So 80% through the launch phase, and I think the fireworks are going to begin. We've got higher lows in here. This is setting up for a rocket launcher. Obviously, not investment advice because it's got some good things. It's got scarcity. It's got an apparent whale syndicate with Gunther the accountant evangelizing. It's got, I suspect that they have a lot more dry powder to throw at this as well. But of course, they're out there evangelizing on Twitter a lot. It's going to have staking and deflation. That's come out recently from the founder. So we've got that coming out, which is super bullish for this. And of course, that is pretty cool. So with lots of bullish stuff. We also got Pulsechain coming. It's going to get copied over on there. So that's pretty bullish too. But the one thing that you must take into account is that this project's only as good as the weakest whale, I should say, in terms of the one that's going to, a whale decides to break away from the syndicate and sell down the pool. So if the pool gets rallied up, let's say after the launch, it gets rallied up to $10, $15, $20, whatever it's going to be, who sells down? The retail book sells down. That's definitely possible. And you get a bit of a run on the bank, as it were. But of course, you could get a whale that does it first. Typically, that's what we often see, a whale do it. So that is the risk. Okay, so we've got a lot of 4 big pros there, but we got one big risk, and that's the whale syndicate decides to sell down the pool, take all the money out of the pool, as it were. The other thing, of course, we have the BA and the OA address get 10 PLSD minted per claimant, and that's currently running at about 450,000. So we're looking at about 5.6 million Pulse Dodge in total supply. That's our scarcity play, and it may get up to 6 million in the next 20 days. I don't know if it will get much past 26 million, which is half of the potential amount of 12 million. So that's kind of where that's running at the moment. So Pulse Dodge, but it is a lot of fun. It has a lot of good characteristics, as I said. We will just wait and see. Obviously, not investment advice. This is speculation and is a meme coin. Remember, it is. But will it be one of the great meme coins in crypto? Well, watch the space. Let's see. Let's see how we go. We're certainly having a lot of fun. It does a free airdrop to Hex stakers. If you staked Hex on the 20th of April, you'd be in the snapshot and you'd be able to claim that. But once again, do your own investment due diligence there. That being said, we've had was it 22,000 now? Something like that. Have claimed something like that. So cool. Very cool. 1 in 4 stakers have claimed pretty much. So that is the Pulse Dodge there. We'll have a look at BNB as well. Let's just get rid of that comment that I've got. BNB here. We've got Pulse Dodge there at just under 4 cents. Just under 4/10 of a penny on Pulse Dodge the original. There's not Pulse Dodge coin, but Pulse Dodge the original on BNB chain. We've got P33 at 16 cents. And finally, we've got IM, which is the precursor to IMD wallet token at 619 there. Higher lows, but still struggling to make much of a move there. That's pretty much it, folks. Woohoo! Rock on. And of course, the Gwei is super cheap. Look at this Gwei. This is pretty cheap. Man, I wish I had seen the 4 Gwei. Maybe it's going to come. Maybe you never know. But we've got a swap on Uniswap at the moment, $1.79. Maybe if you've got some Hedron to claim, maybe it's a good time to claim some Hedron. If you're looking at that, the cheap Gwei. If you're wanting to do some Hex stakes, a good time to do some Hex stakes with the Gwei. Super cheap. You don't often see it this cheap. We are in a bear market now, but still, the price of ETH is still up pretty decent, 1,200 there and 21,500 for BTC. So that Gwei, you can't beat that. Pretty cool. What else we're going to say about that? I think that's probably it. We're coming up on an hour. Can you believe it? Coming up on an hour. We've had a lot of fun talking about Hex, of course, and Pulsechain, Weight Token, and of course the rest of them. It's been pretty good. What else we got going? We got the Hex PLSD says I think it will coincide with the last day of claiming, which I think is in 26 days. Okay, for coincide the staking of PLSD for when the launch phase ends. Yeah, just my opinion. You might not. I think you might be right. I think the timing might play out pretty close to that. I would not be surprised. Let's actually deep dive a bit more into PLSD. Let us go over to the contract. Bam, pull it up. And check this out. No, that's not what I was after, was it? Where I'm up to. Yeah, here I am up here. All right, so we got 5.1 million pulse dodge in there, but plus another, say, 450. So we're at, like I say, just over 5.6 million. We've got the number of claims, just to be specific. We've got 22,819, which is about 1 in 4 staked people or staked wallets. Holders at the moment, we've got the top whales, 211. This one here is also number 3 biggest in the weight claim so far. They claimed early. Interestingly enough, I thought that was interesting. They claimed early. And of course, we got this number 2 wallet here as well. Now, we've got number 3 wallet, 65, 54, number 4 whale, and number 5 whale, 40 here. And then we've got other large wallets in there as well. To get on the first page of top 50, you need 8,500 to get in there. That's pretty much it. And of course, the pulse dodge timeline is counting down pretty closely here. 20 days and 7 hours to go, and then fireworks, no doubt. We'll probably have fireworks before, but it's going to be fun games. This is crypto, after all. This is how we work. All right, cool. It seems to have gone on forever. However, there are still claimers. Yeah, 80%'s gone through. I'd be very surprised if we'll probably get a late run of claimants. That's no doubt we'll get that. But I think 6 million seems to be kind of a cap at this stage for me. Hexomium says some say Hex all-time high is a bigger resistance, but there will not be a resistance when RH calls at time and Pulsechain launch. If you ask me, says Hexomium. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Well, you've got awesome products like, as I say, you've got Hedron HSI, but even more powerful, I would say at this stage. Hedron's coming up with ICOSA. They're going to have more. They're going to have more. It's going to be more use case for Hedron, and therefore more use case for Hex through HSI stakes to get ICOSA early. First 30 days, you need HSI stakes, so it's very good for Hex. The other thing that Maximus is coming up with the base and the team token base is going to eat up a lot more circulating supply of Hex, and I no doubt they may be looking at other variations on that too. Obviously, you want to sort of knock each one out of the park, and that's great for Hex, great for the holders. And of course, then we've got Power City Flex coming up. Kinetics talked about today on Discord Syndicate was the fact that the Hex Investment Trust is doing well. The only issue they have is that the Hex price is down, so the valuation of the portfolio is down. But otherwise, that's been going quite nicely, he says. So that bodes well too. And of course, that is about bridging fiat. So in one corner, we have Hedron, Maximus, Power City, and probably other ones to come. On this other side, that's in this crypto market. On the other side, in the traditional markets like stock markets and stuff like the exchanges like NASDAQ and things, we've got the Hex Investment Trust over there. So you can see how these two groups are going to be eating up Hex, the supply, and staking either 12 months on a rolling basis or longer terms, or for 15.2 years. Very powerful products. This is beautiful, isn't it? Building on top of Hex. Hex is the foundation as to deposit. So it's some beautiful stuff. On top of all that, of course, we have all these airdrop projects. Some of them are included. And of course, they're dropping down, raining down good returns on the Hex stakers as well. So like I said, I think there's been over half a dozen now on the Hex stakes if you've been in there early. Pretty love him or loathe him. Gunther gave away $1,600 to 5 random people. Is that right? Or was it more? I thought it was 1,000 pulse dodge. It was a lot. It was a lot of money for Gunther. Yeah, KD Gunther. Yeah, Gunther the accountant. We're talking about KD Gunther the accountant. I'll pull up Gunther the accountant's thing if you're wondering who we're talking about there. Gunther's been a lot of different live streams, so people just probably expect people to know who he is. He's also the one who owns the audit, Hex audit. So he's the one that does the Hex audit. And this is his link there. If you want to follow Gunther, feel free. There's Gunther. Someone did this meme of him and he's put it up there. Someone's did this meme and he's put it on his letterhead there. Can you see it? Is that funny or what? So someone did this for him. That's so hilarious though. Self-made Hex multi-millionaire from rags to riches. Now here's one of the sharks, I believe. We got we got 30 sharks. Is it 33 sharks? I can't remember now. I started in crypto in 2017 with $500 from a credit card and turned it into $65 million at September 2021, which is when the Hex higher price was at 52 cents. So there we are. He's building up his following. He's decided to help the world. I think is kind of his last time things there. Pulse.com is your salvation. We're talking about crypto, by the way. Just remember that. There's context around these flamboyant statements. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So he's been pretty prolific on Twitter, building up his following. Yeah, I wish I had so much time to do that, but that's pretty cool from him. So check him out if you want to follow Gunther's lead. But just remember, he did get famous, a little bit famous on the Hedron sell-off as well at the top. Some people were a bit sore about that too. Stressful Struggle says, wait. Yeah, wait. That's for sure. All right, let's get into it. Let's have a little break. We've just over an hour and 5 minutes. Let's chill out. If you're wondering, let's get some wise words from Richard Hart. He's got some cool videos that I love, so we're going to play one or two of these. Let's pull it up. Now, Pulsechain's coming up, of course, and this is one of his comments around Pulsechain development. Of course, it's going to be ginormous, the biggest thing I think in crypto for many years. It's going to be fun.
So there is no such thing as perfect security. Perfect security, you have a ratio between the amount of effort you put into being secure and the amount of effort that people are using to attack you. And then you have what's called attack surface. The more places that you have to secure, the less secure a thing is. Hex was more easy to secure than a lot of things because it has a limited number of functions, and most of those functions timed out. So for instance, if there was a flaw in the referral program, that doesn't exist anymore. So it doesn't matter. If there was a flaw in the adoption amplifier, it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't matter. And so by restricting the number of functions and making the code immutable so that it can never change, it allowed us to be extremely secure, which is why we've never had an inflation bug. We're extremely resistant to inflation bugs, but Bitcoin's had several inflation bugs. Monero's had an inflation bug. XLM's had an inflation bug. Ravencoin's had an inflation bug. Coins have inflation bugs, which basically means you can mint as many free coins as you want all the time, but my coin doesn't. It's just a pure design. Now, Pulsechain, we're using the most secure software that's out there already, which is Ethereum. It's never had an inflation bug. And we're fixing a lot of things. The code that is Ethereum isn't perfect, and we're making it better than what we got.
Very cool. Now we're expecting to get a few more things out from the highest of stakes coming out soon. So they're going to have teasers for all the main personalities that are going to be in the film documentary. Now they're trying to get highest of stakes, of course, onto major streamers. So this is pre-viral. X is pre-viral, and of course they're trying to get them on there. And of course that's a game changer, right? We already see that Hex is on Fox Business with Richard Hart. We could see CMC, lots of more news agencies. Not only that, but we're building up to the highest of stakes. So you can sort of see how the bricks have been laid for virality here. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. So yeah, an epic series is coming soon to introduce each of the characters in the film, along with producers and executive producers that have made it happen. Stay tuned. So that's going to look cool. I love this picture. It's going to be really cool. And then, of course, we've also, they pitched, probably pitched one of the streaming firms on the 19th of June here. So what's that, about a month ago, is it? How far ago? Not quite a month, maybe 3.5 weeks ago. And of course, they ended up showing them that. So let's see what comes. It might be start with a couple of the big ones, and looking forward to where they're going to head with this for sure. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure what else we got on there that's happening. Don't forget, there's Internet Money's got a giveaway for PulseCon, and of course Dipcatcher's got some giveaways as well there for Maxi as well. So definitely check out that. Dipcatcher had a couple of surveys that he wanted to get some help with, and of course you could participate in that. So yeah, 1,000 Maxi giveaways. There's 2 of those in the Discord there. So definitely copy that. I'm going to copy that link, paste it in there. Maxi giveaway, give away. There's 2 tweets in there, but you can find the other one as well. Who else there? We got very cool, says Briz. I agree with you. 51 likes. Beep, beep, boop. Yeah, we like that too. What will be the next guest on your stream? Just curious. Yeah, Hexonium. I'm gonna have to have another guest soon. I know who I want to come on. I just need to make it happen. So I might get into that as well. Well, I talk about certain projects all the time, and you know why I talk about them, because I think they're going to be the ones that are going to add a lot of value to Pulsechain and do well. That's why I talk about certain projects all the time. There's a couple of projects that talk about a more speculative plays, but definitely that is the case. So I do want to get probably a couple of the other ones on. I'm not going to say them at the moment, but we'll get onto that in due course. So that is them, and of course, what do I say? Internet Money is the other one there. Yes, Internet Money's got a giveaway to PulseCon, so you don't want to miss that as well. So I'll copy the link to that if you want to participate. This is all free, and it's this is $800. This last one, so it's quite a big deal. And of course, it's a great way of supporting Internet Money as they develop. They've got 9 people in their dev team, by the way, for Internet Money, so it's a big deal. They are building a big wallet, and although we know Richard Hart's wallet's coming up. Internet, there's plenty of room for a couple of big native wallets on Pulsechain. They're going to have different mechanisms. Remember, Internet Money is going to be having onboarding mechanisms where you're going to get Pulse and IM on there as well, drip to you just for joining up. So I think that's kind of some of the things. It's going to be different pros and cons. Also going to have profit sharing. If you have the IMD token, you'll be sharing in all the trading swap profits. So it could be pretty lucrative. They are not only are they going hardcore with the dev team and a great product, and probably 3 or 4 months they're going to have some user testers. So they'll probably want some user testers. So some of you will be able to access that. The other thing I would say is that they will be looking to make alliances, pretty much working with partnerships with a lot of content creators. Obviously, I probably will be helping with that. You've probably seen it because I talk about it a lot. But I think it's going to be a pretty good thing. Now, there's always a couple of spaces for a couple of wallets, just like in any market. So there'll be probably the Heart wallet when that does come out. Got to remember, these guys have got 9 people working on this already. Richard Hart maybe have 1 to 2 guys working on the wallet at this stage. Obviously, the sacrifice is going to be huge, but there's going to be a couple of places. There's also going to be Stake Wrap as well, a V2. There are some differences in those, but it's going to be an interesting space to be. That's just native to Pulsechain. Obviously, we're going to have your usual MetaMask and things as well operating. So it's going to be a fun place. But of course, these new wallets are going to have profit sharing. That's going to be hard to beat, especially, and also free trips of Pulse. People will be after that as well. So it's a lot of fun to be had. Not easy to build, I would say. So it's good to see such a strong team in Internet Money. They are going to be going cross-chain as well. So potentially launching their wallet cross-chain, which is another advantage they might have. And they're going to have corresponding sacrifices for other chains, which is fine because they didn't have that in the original announcement. So that's perfectly fine. It's just all business, as it were. Cool. We got there. It's a nice one. People tweeting out. Look at this. Elon Musk just cancelled his buying Twitter. I warned you, Elon Musk might do this. Yeah, but he might still have it on too. But it's definitely the case. All right, cool. Let us see. We've got ETH at Gwei at 11 Gwei, looking good. And we're going to play out some cool stuff here. We're going to play back our video one more time. Let us play it one. Oh no, we're going to play. We'll play a video. We're going to play the second one. I played the dev one. What's my other favorite? Richard Hart last, but I think it's this one here about crypto.
Yes, thank you, Internet. Thank you for making me think about times I've cried. Aren't you all
not
wonderful?
The one.
I think last time I cried with my dog.
Actually played this one. That is not the one I'm playing. I'm not playing that video. That is the one I accidentally played because I've misnamed it. I've put the wrong name on it. That's why I play that one. That's terrible. Is this our final play? Is that the one? I thought that was the final play there. I must rewrite. I must actually delete that video. No, I won't delete it. But that's this one. It must be this one. Is this the last one? Let's see.
Yes, thank you, Internet. Thank you for making.
I played the wrong one again. That's terrible. Let's pull that up. Let's get the right one. Sorry about that. Technical glitch. This is the one. It's got to be this one. Please, 3rd time lucky. Here we go.
I think cryptocurrency is one of the few things in the world that could really return power back to the people. Every year you get less and less choice. Your money's worth less and less. Your hours get longer. It seems like almost everything's getting worse. And crypto is one of the few things that lets you extract yourself from that horror. You can participate in the world's highest performing asset class. You can participate in trustless peer-to-peer revolution in finance where, you know, there's no banking hours. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's you and the code. You know, nobody else can stop you from cashing out. Nobody else can stop you from doing what you want to do. And, you know, when you give people the power to create good things, they quite often do. A lot of innovations come from cryptocurrency. There's things you can do in crypto that you can't do anywhere else in the world. And I'm proud to be part of that revolution.
Yeah. So those are my two favorite videos. Not the sad puppy dog one. That's not very, I don't like that one. But we got the one about the Pulsechain and security and the other one around crypto generally. I like those. Pretty cool. Love that video by Richard. Yeah, me too. Now, I'm assuming you're talking about the same one there. Pretty hilarious. All right, so cool. We're going to pop in, let's pop in our favorite here. We're going to jump in and we're going to go through a few of the files that I've got as well. Now, I love this one too, so I hope you guys enjoy this. This is kind of, this video is like aspirations about what's coming up. I like this video for that reason.
The craziest part of the helicopter is when he does his turns and you're like hard to the right, hard to the left. This, you know, I don't know, maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that. You can tell how far up you are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
If the pilot has a heart attack, who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown on an airplane before, so it's you. True. I'll complain though, from my side. From my side, I'll be complaining.
Watch that mountain.
That's the biggest truck I've ever seen. What the fuck? Wow. Driving the baddest monster truck you ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got two wheels in the front that turn. This one's got four 54-inch wheels turning in the front, another 4 in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. It took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. The global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around now. It's good for bumping your head and feeling good.
I love that video. It's pretty badass, those two videos, for sure. Heidi Hex Lauren says, my son says, when do you think the highest of stakes will be revealed? Well, at the end of all those video clips, it says at the end of 2022. So that's kind of the time frame. And I wouldn't be surprised if a Christmas launch for Pulsechain happens as well. Now, I know some people are talking about 2023. Some people are talking about September, October, but I just don't know. Maybe it all lines up with the Hex birthday, with the highest of stakes reveal. Maybe it's someone like that. So we'll see. Woohoo! All right, rock on. But yeah, definitely in the video it says end of 2022 there. Nice. All right, we got the Quay down at a 9. That's so super cheap at the moment. That's so good. So good. All right, how are we doing for time? An hour and 19. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Hope you guys are having a good time. We've got the prices in there at the moment. We've got Hex at 3.6 cents. Hedron at 8.51, Maxi at just under 7.2, and Pulse Dogecoin at $2.93. But let's see if we have a little green candle overnight. That's probably I would suspect. We've certainly got nice cheap Gwei. People asking why isn't the gas cheaper so I can buy Hex or Maxi or whatever they want to get. It's cheap as chips now, so that's not a hurdle for them. $1.50, $2 for a swap. Remember, we used to pay $50, $80, $150. There was times when a lot of people were paying $150 to do a swap, and of course it was a pain. Even the larger holders used to come on. Larger holders used to say, "Oh, I don't mind paying the gas fee, $150." Even after a while, they started going, "Oh, I don't like paying the firm $50." So even that started to annoy. It's just the way it happens when you congestion. So obviously, Pulsechain coming up is going to do load sharing for Ethereum. That should be helpful as well. Yeah, Brandon Gwei, that's cheap to mint some Hedron. Yeah, Hedron at the moment. Get into it because that is cheap to mint your Hedron at the moment. Just hook up your wallet and away you go. In fact, let's have a quick look. We haven't looked on the Hedron for a little while. Let's switch over to. No, I'm on the ETH chain. I think we're on the right one here. Let's connect the wallet on our Play wallet here. Let's see. Now we've got no Hex stakes on this one, of course, but we should be able to pull up the liquidations. And I haven't pulled up liquidations for a while. We have the liquidations in this channel, and then we have the active ones that are actually being auctioned at the moment. So there's no active liquidations at the moment. So there's nothing on sale, but we have the upcoming ones under here, advances that are in default. Remember, if they fail to pay in 90 days, they go into default, and then they can be called up for auctions here as well. So they can be called up over here. There we are. There's the ones at the moment. So 1 day's time, we've got this one, 128 B shares. I don't know if we ever got that large one, that 27 T share one. I don't know if that actually ever went to market. I'm not sure. Maybe we missed it, or maybe they repaid their loan. I don't know. But yeah, no active at the moment. But the next one, 1 day, that is the next one. So a small one there, 128 B shares. Now on the chart here, we can actually see. Can we see any burning here? Now I've got a little bit of burning going on. Let's get rid of the mint and that. We've got the burning here. So consider we had quite a decent burning back on day 121. I think we're on day 133 or something of Hedron. So not too bad. Just to put up in borrowed. We had much borrowed. I'll get rid of that. We're going to make that a bit smaller. I know we're going to make that bigger. Yeah, we had quite a bit at the beginning. I'm not sure exactly what is happening up here with the borrowed amounts and the mints as well. It's a little awkward, the graph, but it's basically got the idea of minting there. Nice. All right, cool. Now you can make HSI stakes pretty easy too. You can put your Hex in there if you buy Hex, and you can do stakes in there as well. And then you can convert those into wrapped stakes and NFTs. So it's an alternative to doing Hex staking. You can do it through there as well. And of course, if you do have that, you're going to be able to participate in the ICOSA because the first 30 days, that's not going to be, you won't be able to get ICOSA without that. In fact, let's go have a look just so you can see that for yourself. ICOSA, that's coming up. We need to scroll up here. If you stake Hex, you get Hex and Hedron. If you stake Hedron, you get ICOSA. If you stake ICOSA, you get Hedron and ICOSA for free. That's a whole lot of free. I love that. That's actually a really, really funny wrap up there. But Alex says, yeah, when ICOSA launches, no one has ICOSA. Initial supply will be 0. People can stake Hedron to get it, but the minimum stake length is 30 days. So in the first 30 days, only people who can get ICOSA to stake it are the HSI sellers. So it's interesting. So HSI sellers there. I'm not sure if that's meaning on the OpenSea or what. So supply will be very low during this time. So that's interesting. Slightly the share rate will be higher on the day. ICOSA paid out as borrowable Hedron over Hex share rate there. Borrowed here. Okay, so people got borrowed Hedron on the HSI stakes over Hex share rate. Okay, so kind of you could alien stake but lose some of that. 30 days is the minimum stake length for all small bags, squid, and up have the higher minimum stake lengths. There's a few Q&As in there. Nice. I actually haven't read through these, so I might read about through those on another time. Nice. Brendan says, I'm praying for 9 Gwei when my next stake comes out in September. You're all at 7 Gwei now. Oh my gosh, magical 7. Can't wait to see the highest of stakes. Me too, Hex. All 6 Gwei. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I've not seen it. This is I think 6 Gwei is the lowest I've seen it. Now, someone said 4 Gwei earlier. Imagine if it gets to that. That's insane in the membrane. Let's refresh the prices here because I have to refresh the UI. $1.35 for a swap at the moment, 15 cents for a transfer. This is reminding me of the first half of 2020. I think it was, what is it, September, August, September, when we started getting higher prices on Ethereum. 2020, I think it was August, September, if I remember rightly. And definitely by September. StakeX, I don't know what everyone is complaining about. You wish you'd doubled your bag 4 years from now. And the Hex is ridiculous. Yeah, that's right. Like I say, with all these projects building on top too, eating up the circulating supply, it's going to accelerate. Hey, I talked about all that. So I've talked about Hedron, talked about Maximus, talked about Powerflex. There's going to be others, I'm sure. We've talked about the Hex Investment Trust. Obviously, we've got Retail Virality, we've got the Highest of Stakes, we've got Pulsechain coming. We've got, and of course, I didn't talk about well, I did talk about it, but the Heart Wallet's coming. Imagine the sacrifice for that. What's it going to be? $500 million? So if we take the Hex audit, which was in May from Gunther, and we say that's about 17.7 billion, and then of course we start eating up that through all these products, and of course some of that's inactive as well, so people just have it in their wallets. There's all sorts of makeup of that. Some of it's in exchanges and all sorts of stuff. So you take all that into account, man, we're going to eat up that supply. That's going to be very supportive of a bullish price. That's what you want. That's the holy grail. And we are seeing it playing out, which is nice. We have to be patient, though. There's a multi-year phase, but it is happening faster than I thought, especially with these second layer products from Maximus, Hedron, and Power City. They're really exciting. And then the Heart Wallet, man, how much will get sacrificed? $500 million, like I say. Just the numbers make you think. It's just crazy stuff. RH equals Pulsechain, says Hexonium. Yeah, fading out, says excellent choice. Hey, good night, excellent choice. Great to see you in the chat, by the way. We're coming up on an hour and a half, so I'll probably end up wrapping up. Hi, Irish. Hey, Mad Raven. Hi, Irish in Australia. Hey, good to see you, Mad Raven. Irish. I just bought $1,000 worth of Hedron just for the hell of it. A little over $1 in gas. Come on, people. A deal is a deal. Wow, that's amazing, StakeX. Congratulations to you. Yeah, it's pretty good entry price, to be honest. All right, 6 Gwei, 5 Gwei on the low, but 6 Gwei, that's some crazy stuff right there. Let's refresh that too. Just double check. Yeah, nice. Looking good. Coming up in an hour and a half. I'm having fun. Hope you guys are. Let us play out the final one here. Let's go check the markets. It's the markets at the moment. Nothing's really changed too much there. The Gwei is super cheap. Hex choice with that out. We're going to play out. Let's play out. What are we going to play out? D versus E says, only managed to join late. Have you discussed weight token? Yes, we have. What is your view in terms of its worth, the risk of linking your wallet to claim the free airdrop? I don't give that sort of investment advice on this channel, but apparently the Pulse Police on Telegram, which has got some coders in, apparently given it the tick. There has been a lot of claims, but once again, you need to do a bit more due diligence. Crypto Copy's covered it as well, and he's got a bit of a security up front on that video, so it's probably worth to watch their D versus V. But yeah, Pulse Police on Telegram. You could jump onto there and have a look at that. But in terms of claiming, it seems to be okay. But once again, not investment advice. I got to, as a content creator, I think content creators got to be careful with that. But they're, like I say, Pulse Police have apparently given the tick. But you need to go confirm that with them. Cool. All right. What else are we going to do? We're going to jump on here. I was waiting for the Gwei to get the 4 Gwei. This is pretty close. But anyway, so this, if you missed out on a Richard Hart on, of course, Fox News, we're going to play this on the way out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're coming up to an hour and a half. Enjoy this one for Richard Hart. This could be the beginning of many more things in the lead up to the highest of stakes. We get some big streamers with this. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Really will be amazing. All right. Take care out there. Enjoy yourself. And let's add it to the stream. Let's go. Bam.
So as everyone knows, it's been a real rough period for crypto investors. And many are actually saying, though, that this turmoil is having something of a cathartic effect, right? In the sense that, listen, it gets rid of the poorly run coins and companies and even some bad actors. Meanwhile, the community itself has really turned into a whole bunch of individual tribes, a lot of believers, of course, committed to their favorite coins. In fact, yesterday I read where a whale reportedly bought 20 million Shiba Inu for $210 million. That would have been the largest purchase in history there. I do want to bring in now Hex.com founder Richard Hart. You know, Richard, you are the man behind Hex, and it's been some tough sledding for you like everyone else of late. Just tell us exactly, you know, what it is, why you created it.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin's got a lot of stuff it can't do. So, you know, right now you're seeing everyone lose all their money, and I do mean all of their money, to people that said they would give them more coins. They tried to earn yield on their Bitcoin. They gave their keys to somebody else, which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. It was invented to get rid of middlemen. So what does everyone do? They give their keys to middlemen that have a good story. They're going to give you some interest. I invented something that I gave for free to Bitcoin holders to let them generate yield by holding their own keys without giving them to somebody else.
So I've did some research, and I want to just ask you about a couple of things because you've got some detractors out there. It might be a easy way of saying it. And I saw one article in one FI titled "Richard Hart's Hex Token is a Brilliant Scam." It says that the biggest problem with Hex is that the answers you just referred to being paid, but the token doesn't generate revenue. So the only place money can come from is other investors. That would be a Ponzi scheme, no matter how much you spend it. And then, of course, it goes on to say you lay it on thick. What do you say to an article like that? What do you say to an article like that?
Everyone misuses these words. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent endeavor where people are told they're going to get pay more from a business activity that doesn't really exist. It's fraudulent. And there's a middleman that pays you your rewards. The family likeness test would say that Hex is most similar to Bitcoin, where miners create money out of thin air and pay themselves their own rewards through the fruits of their own labor. And therefore, since there's no middlemen, since you mint your own coins, it cannot be a Ponzi. It can be a bubble, which is why the price drops 85% every 3 or 4 years, but then it goes on to make new all-time highs. So Bitcoin's dropped 85% 3 or 4 times now, and yet it's gone up 690 million% from a penny to $69,000. And so all Hex is Bitcoin with proof of work change, where we pay people inflation to hold the price up through staking instead of paying them to destroy the environment through SHA-256 mining. So that's all it is. It's Bitcoin with a proof of work change.
I've been bringing a lot of folks on in your space because I'm trying to learn all of this. And again, when people found out you were coming on, I got a whole bunch of articles. There's another one I want to ask you about because, listen, obviously you've got a pretty strong following, but there was one in AZ Coin. This is 2019. It says worrisome Hex founder Richard Hart was revealed to be a notorious scammer known as the Spam King. Again, listen.
I got sued for $500 in civil court 20 years ago, and I couldn't pay for a lawyer to defend myself because in small claims court, you can't have a lawyer defend you.
Okay.
It would have cost me more than $500 to fly to Washington to go win the case. So I don't think being sued for $500 in small claims court makes you a Spam King.
Richard, where do we go from here? With respect to the overall crypto space, Bitcoin and Hex itself?
I called the top on the day. Everyone else told you Bitcoin was going to 100,000. I told you it was going down to 10,000. Why? Because it drops 85% every once in a while. But people, they forget that happens. They always think that this time's different. Nope, this time's not different. Are people paying $1 million for JPEGs, or more accurately, serial numbers loosely related to JPEGs, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet? Yes, they are. As long as people are doing that, you have to have a crash. The reality will not let idiots that buy JPEGs for $1 million survive.
For Hex, right? I understand you control like 88%.
Oh, Hex.
People want to know, as they're getting in, are you not getting out?
The best time, the origin address has never sold a single Hex. Vitalik dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. The Ethereum Foundation dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. Chainlink founder dumps Chainlink on your head all the time. The origin address in Hex has never sold a single coin, ever. If you want to know who's dumping, just go look. It's all on chain. All of Hex's trading's on chain. Unlike that crap that you see, the fake volume and fake exchange trading you see for all the other coins. All of our stuff's on chain. You can see who sold, when they bought, what other coins they like, when they're locked up for. It's a miracle. It's the most transparent trading in the entire industry.
All right. Hey, that's all the time we have. I appreciate you coming on, and I do say...
You know I called the top on the day, right?
I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm waiting for you to call I thought you were going to come on the show and call the bottom, though. That's what I'm looking for.
I'll call the bottom when it's 11K.
All right, cool.
And then maybe we go a little deeper.
Sounds good. Richard, thank you very much. All right, folks, of course, I want to hear from you all the...
Bitcoin's amazing run. Went up, 23x in so many days. Green line up, parabola, fell out of the parabola, red line. Do I run a paid group, or I just make amazing price calls for free? I make amazing price calls for free. I called the Bitcoin top on the day. Did I charge you for it? Did I charge you anything for the education? No. Why? Because I've been a retired multimillionaire since 2003. I brag about it all the time. I called the top. And I told you last cycle, Ethereum topped 27 days after Bitcoin did. This cycle, Ethereum topped exactly 27 days after Bitcoin did. Exact same thing. Yep, there you go. Bitcoin's great run.
This one?
Here's where we fall out of the parabola. Yep. Just click the chart. Hey, look, we're going up. Oh, look, we're not going up no more. Doom time. And check the timestamp, and that timestamp equals the picture in the chart. That's where I called the top. Anytime we get one of these big run-ups, which, by the way, is usually following by a crash, which I think we are due for the rest of the crash. We're already down half. I think we'll go down another 75% to an 85% total drop. Nobody else thinks that.
80% total drop for what?
I think Bitcoin will tap $10,000 from its high of 65,000 because that's what it normally does. It drops 85%. Ethereum usually drops 95% because it has lower liquidity, so it acts like a leverage position on Bitcoin to some degree. Well, so Bitcoin runs up, ETH runs up higher.
The people in the Bitcoin ecosystem tell me, look, Bitcoin is unlikely to do what it has been doing in the past couple of cycles, which is drop 80%, precisely because new institutional money have already been placed in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Institutional investors now with more money are likely to make the coin less volatile, so to speak.
It's not true.
How would you respond to that?
They're wrong and I'm right. And I believe that we already had our top at 65K on Bitcoin, 4,400 on Ethereum, and I think we'll find new lows. I think you'll see Ethereum down at 300. I think you'll see Bitcoin down at 10,000 because historically that is what they have done in the past. And if you try and play this time as different game, you're going to lose all your money. Usually it's not different. Usually history tends to repeat itself. Usually the market behavior rhymes. It's not identical, but it rhymes. The top for Bitcoin in this cycle, which had just, I guess, made a new top, so it was a local top, but it lasted 6 months, I called it on the day. I said, this is a top. So Bitcoin went from $65,000 down to $30,000. I think it might even went 29.5, 28, something like that, depending on what exchange you're on. And so it dropped 55% from that day. And how did I know it was that day? Because it fell out of the parabola and everyone had their eyes on a single day. And it was the easiest call ever. But it didn't go down the 85 like it normally did. It only went down 55 and now it went up again. But because it went up again, I don't know if it could do a double top. It could just be a temporary higher high and it could go make a new low and make everyone very sad. It took 6 months to make a slightly higher high from 65 to 69. And now
you predicted 60K. Are you prepared to make a prediction on the low?
Yeah, 85% drop. So it was 10K, but now that we went up to 69, it's 11K. I believe in the 85% drop. I believe in people selling the bottom. I believe in the pain. And I don't believe in people buying $1 million JPEGs forever and being profitable forever. Nope. These are reflexive systems. People buy because they go up. They sell because they go down. It went down more than 50%. It fell out of the parabola. When things fall out of parabolas, they drop 85%.
Bullish?
On Bitcoin, no.
Are you bullish on Ethereum?
No.
Why not?
The market's already had a bull run for 3 years. Ethereum already did a 50x. Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show has an NFT for his profile picture. El Salvador bought it. Michael Saylor bought it. The world's richest guy bought it. Who did buy yet? Who hasn't heard of it yet? You've been in a bull run for 3 years now. You dropped out of the parabola. You dropped 55%. By the way, I called the top on the day. And that top call was good for 8.5 months now and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free.
So it's down 38% now.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a good time to buy? What's going on? Where's it going next? No?
No, when it falls out of the parabola, it goes up with a parabolic rise. When it falls out of the parabola, it tends to drop 85% of its value. So 85% down from 69K is 11K. Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 10 months ago while everyone else told you it was going to $100,000. There was a 65K top, and then it went down 55% under 30K, and then it bounced. It went up to 69, back down to doom again. Now it's at 35. So, bounces aren't illegal. You do get bounces. As a matter of fact, I called a bounce And my tweet was the literal exact bottom of the bounce. I said, look, we're due for a 12% bounce. We got the 12% bounce, and then we went and did New Doom. Who does it better? Nobody. Nobody does it better. I mean, look, I won't tell you I hate bragging because I kind of like it, but I deserve it, man. And that's why I changed my username too. I called the Bitcoin top. And who are they putting on TV? People that got you wrecked.
Here it is. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is why I brought you back here today, because you did call the top right. I don't think many people gave you the credit because.
It's hard, man. It's hard to take the opposite position to absolutely everyone else, but you know, sometimes you have to.
Where's the next low then for Bitcoin?
Traditionally, Bitcoin drops 85% after a parabolic blow off top. This cycle was different because the government, it should go down to about 11K. So since it was,
that's a reasonable
yes,
expectation.
Agree, yes, because it's what it has been doing for decades. It always drops 85%.
What's going to happen to Hex?
Hex continues to have giant dips like it always has, but it also makes new all-time highs. You got to understand that an 80% dip only cancels out a 5x pump. And when you have a 1,000,000% pump, you would have to drop 999999999% to cancel it out. Bitcoin had its run.
It's not had its run. Bitcoin's early days, man. Bitcoin's going to have its real run.
Dude that bought 13-year-old bag that just got here is like, yo, I didn't buy the top. I called the top of the day. You did not. You probably dollar cost averaged into the top on the day. Like, I'm telling you as a person that knows more about Bitcoin than you. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one. It's a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, call the tops on the day for free. Free YouTube, youtube.com/Richard Hart, you name it. We're just living the dream out here. You know, we're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. Big Simp 69 asks, have I ever called the Bitcoin top? Yes, I have. More than once. He took on leverage. He encumbered his Bitcoin that he has to get more Bitcoin at a higher price. And now he gets liquidated at 21K. And I think the price will go down to 11K.
Do you think he took out collateralized loans?
Yeah, he bragged about it. He tweeted about it and bragged about it. You know, he took on 200 million of leverage from Silvergate Bank with a Bitcoin collateralized loan, and it's just reflexivity. So now, instead of never having to get liquidated, now you've got a leverage position. And what are the 3 ways smart people go broke? Liquor, ladies, leverage.
Yeah, so once again, Richard Hart doing victory laps. Called top on the day. Bitcoin, told you 27 days later, Ethereum, it did the same. Told you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Withdraw your money, not your keys, not your coins. Celsius stops withdrawals today. Celsius is down 99%. I can't be more right. I'm always right. It's like, it just sucks that the things I'm right about are things that are getting people are just choosing to get themselves wrecked. I know what else I can do for you. You know, it's crazy.
People are like, oh, you were bullish in November of 2017. You're like, yeah. And then the price went up. And then when right before the price started going down, I called it. Like, people are so dumb. They don't update their worldview. Ethereum used to suck. It used to only have scams on it. Then it kicked ass. Yeah. And now it's too expensive and too full. So I have to launch a new thing called Pulsechain. So, you know, like you have to update your worldview. Technology is a constantly evolving process. And if you don't update your worldview, you're just going to get left behind.